Thunder fans, Travis Alonix here, joined by Trenton Thunder infielder Harry Genth. Harry, thanks for joining me today before the game.
No problem.
Sir, got ahead of the game tonight versus Frederick Keys after you guys defeated them last night in Frederick, 15-10, coming back from down 10-zip in that game, rallying back. What a game. Wish I was there. Want to touch on the start of your perspective of that game?
I think it was a very kind of obviously up and down start. We were down 10-0. Pretty quick, but I was talking to Bobby, our pitching coach, after the game, and both of us kind of felt like that was the most fun game of the summer. And I think in a league like this, when guys, very rightfully so, are kind of concerned with how they're playing individually and kind of what that means for them as far as the draft or playing professionally, it was, I think, really cool and really refreshing last night. It felt like guys were just really rallying for each other and playing winning baseball, which is, I think, ultimately the version of baseball where guys are going to play their best. It was a blast. I think guys are really pulling for each other. Someone gets a hit, the whole dugout's going crazy. Some really cool moments on the mound by some pitchers. We had JJ, who's a new pitcher for us. First outing, big situation, tie game late in the game, runs into some trouble, has some runners in scoring position with nobody out, and strikes out the side. And everyone just kind of went ballistic. So that was really neat. But it was some unselfish baseball, and I think for all of us, it felt like we were playing 10U, 11U baseball again.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it was a great team win.
Playing for each other, a great team win. That's 4 wins in a row now.
Yep.
Won all 3 on a road trip there. Took 2 from Williamsport there. You guys started 4-8, now 13-11, tied for first place. Touch on team success, and obviously we'll get to more about your success a little later, but you can touch on it briefly now. You get more playing time and everything.
Yeah, well, I think it's as it starts from the top, and I think Shaq and Ron and Bobby do a great job about kind of at the beginning of the summer, kind of laying out the expectations for the group and what we should expect individually from a playing time perspective. But it's easy. You're going to play some days, you're not going to play other days. But I think showing up to the field, excited to kind of get to work in whatever capacity that is for that given day, becomes really easy when the guys on the team are great and want to work hard, want to go about their business very seriously, but not take themselves super seriously. And I think the group we have this summer does a great job of that. I'm very partial to that kind of environment, especially coming kind of from maybe a different place as far as what my college career looked like from a D3 school where it wasn't necessarily the most uptight athletic environment. But yeah, I think it's I'm fortunate, recently I've been playing pretty well, happy with how that's gone. But from a playing time perspective, that's been a really easy thing to manage just because I feel like the communication from the coaches has been phenomenal. Everyone's pulling for each other on the team. No one's putting themselves above the group. So it's been good. Obviously, the results have been trending in a good direction, but I think throughout the summer, it's just been a matter of consistency. Yeah,
it's awesome. Yourself, Baltimore, Maryland native, at Haverford College, Haverford, PA, computer science major there. You just finished up your career, all 4 years, D3 conference, D3 baseball, Centennial Conference. Again, wrapped up your senior year, played all 4 years there. Senior year, hit 428, on-base percentage of 556, slugged 1.034, 62 hits, 23 home runs, 77 RBIs. Career 361 hitter, 188 hits, 42 homers, 157 RBIs. So 99 bases in your career. Had school record in runs, 193 total, 40 stolen bases in 2024, school record. All kinds of accolades there. And, heck of a career. Start off just Haverford, D3 baseball. So I can stay on D3 at the time there.
Well, I loved it. I think it was recruiting for me out of high school was a little bit interesting given COVID, and then a lot of that, the recruiting for guys in my kind of situation was a lot over Twitter. You're almost becoming your own agent, posting videos of yourself. So as someone who's a little bit undersized, that was kind of a challenge to navigate that, because if a coach sees a 5'7" kid handing off a machine on Twitter, it's usually not going to be the most impressive thing ever. But going to Haverford truly was probably the best decision I ever made in my life. Coach Beckeria there is a transformational, just phenomenal guy to play for. The rest of the coaching staff, a lot of which are former players at Haverford, care so much about the program. And then the guys on the team are my best friends right now. So I think Haverford was it was an unbelievably positive experience. combining like some really quality baseball with like really, really top tier elite academics. And it was important to me. I think most of the guys who go to Haverford and like kind of choose to pursue a school like that out of high school, like baseball is kind of a secondary thing to their academics and their professional life. And I was certainly in that boat. And then my freshman and sophomore year, I was really intrigued and was pursuing like working in pro baseball immediately after college. And then as things kind of started to trend more and more towards baseball in a athletic sense, my focus very much shifted to like doing what I could to play professionally after school, which is obviously why I'm here now. But Haverford was an awesome experience. I think it's definitely been a little bit of an adjustment coming from some of the Division III pitching to this summer. But it's the same game. It's like you can running the bases, playing good D, having a quality approach, and kind of playing competitive winning baseball has underlined both the Division III baseball and the draft league baseball. But I loved it. I think like in an era of portal and NIL, I was really happy to stick it out at Haverford for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You took it out all 4 years in the era, like I said, portal and everything going on, grinding out there for 4 years. It's great. More in D3 baseball as a whole, what's your take on it? Obviously, you did very well here in the draft league, so it's a different kind of aspect of some D1 baseball, obviously, but it just proves that anyone can be in draft league here, no matter what level you play at.
Yeah, I think the biggest, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, the biggest adjustment obviously has been kind of a consistency of like pretty top tier arms. I've been seeing in the draft league. I think that probably on a given day, starting pitcher for most of the teams we were playing would be throwing maybe mid to high 80s. And here it's very much like low to mid 90s. Occasionally guys throwing up in the high 90s with like really quality off speed stuff. Ability to throw strikes is definitely much improved. So, I mean, if you look at my numbers, it was from the draft league. It was obviously like, I think the first couple weeks here, it was certainly an adjustment period, and it was frustrating at times, but I think I've tried to just be grateful for the opportunity to struggle here, because I think I'd be naive to say I thought I was going to roll into the draft league, seeing kids throw 95 and kind of produce immediately to the same extent I was doing my senior year at Haverford. And that's really what it is. It's an opportunity to kind of adapt, to tweak some things with the swing, tweak some stuff with the approach, be really mindful about your pregame swings, how you're getting your body right, making sure you're loose, all that stuff. And kind of the increase in quality of pitching here has leaves very, very little margin for error as far as like taking care of your business in that regard. But it's been fun, man. It's a fun challenge. It's like anything. If it was easy, everyone would do it, and if it was easy, it wouldn't be as fun. To be successful and to get hits and to get on base and steal bags and score runs. So it's been cool, and I think I've tried to really stick with it and kind of continue to do the things that has made me successful at the D3 level, which I think will continue to make me successful in the draft league and professionally, and kind of hopefully continue to kind of bear the fruits of my labor. But I'm just having a blast, and it's like I want to emphasize how easy it is to come to the field every day and want to work hard and want to play well and play competitive and play winning baseball, because the guys we have on the team and our coaches are phenomenal. Yeah,
it's awesome. Your success lately, hitting out 310, 43 on base percentage, leading the team. Big last few games, it's getting the starts on the road. And last Sunday here, leadoff spot, there's a couple games in Williamsport. Can say on being a leadoff hitter, getting on base, hits, walks.
Yes. I mean, definitely as a smaller guy, I've probably taken, in the majority of my baseball career, probably a lot of the at bats I've taken have come out of the leadoff spot. And I think like anything, like if you want to be a productive player, you got to be kind of pretty self-aware about what your skill set is and how you can help the team. And I think my senior year was somewhat of an anomaly as far as like the home run production. But like I pride myself in like my ability to score runs in a lot of different ways, and I think like my senior year, a lot of those were home runs. But my junior year at school, it was a lot of stolen bases, and I think being able to be a dynamic kind of offensive threat is really like the best version of my baseball. So I might plug a gap, I might occasionally poke a ball over the fence, but ultimately it comes down to like getting on base at a pretty high clip, taking your walks, I love getting hit. I love getting hit by pitch. It does hurt more here than it did at the Division III level, just because guys are throwing harder. But I'm a little bit of a sicko for getting hit.
You get on base, you steal bases.
Exactly.
Fly on base as a senior here.
If you can turn a hit by pitch or a walk or a hard 90 down the line that causes an error by the defense into a triple by stealing second and stealing third base, you're putting your team and yourself in a good position to score a lot of runs. And ultimately, if you score more runs than the other team, you're probably going to be pretty successful. So I love hitting leadoff. I think, regardless of where Shaq puts me in the lineup card, like I'm going to try and kind of cause some havoc on the bases, score a lot of runs, be a little bit of a nuisance and pest on the bases for the other team. But yeah, I think throughout my career, I've really prided myself on my ability to get on base and whatever means necessary to do so, whether that be a hit or a walk or whatnot, or getting hit. But I love hitting leadoff because I think if you can, especially when you're the away team, you can really set the tone for the day offensively for your group, and that's something I enjoy.
It's awesome. Touch more on how it's been playing under manager Sean Chacon.
He's great, man. I think I really didn't know what to expect coming into this summer. I think Coach B at Haverford he's the kind of guy that really wants guys to kind of have the wherewithal within themselves to have the desire to develop into how good they want to be, and he really views it as like a 4-year and truly like lifelong sort of relationship that he has with the players at Haverford. So I really didn't know what to expect coming into this summer, given that for the vast majority of us, we're probably going to be here for a handful of weeks, for a handful of games. But he's been awesome, man. When we got here, he sat us all down, kind of gave us the rundown of what to expect from him and from Bobby, the pitching coach, and Ron, the hitting coach. But they're great. They're a tremendous resource to tell us what professional baseball is like on a day-to-day basis. They have a million stories, unbelievably insightful perspective on sort of the intricacies of the game, which I've really enjoyed. We talked about it earlier, but on days when I haven't been playing, I've tried to just be next to Shaq or be next to Ron and just soak up as much from them, because and Bobby, frankly, on the pitching side, because they have more baseball in their pinky finger than I have in my entire body. So I think I don't want to let the opportunity to learn from them kind of go to waste. But they've been great. They're hands off. They let us play our game. They're not here to micromanage our at bats or micromanage us defensively. If they have something, if they have a tidbit of advice or information or guidance, they're more than willing to share it with you. They tell you how it is. So I couldn't be more excited on any given day to show up to the field and play for them, because they're great. I feel like they have a really good sense of the purpose of this league, kind of their role in all of this. So they've just been great.
It's awesome. How big has the family been for you? Career, family? My
family's been great. I think my parents have been unbelievably supportive of all of this, and I think at a certain point, probably before my senior year, broaching the topic of hey, I might not put my computer science degree that they've been paying for to use was a little bit of a leap for me, and it was hard. Obviously, because they've poured so much time and money and effort and love into kind of my experience athletically, my experience academically. But the two of them, my mom, my dad, and my sister, and really everybody has just been tremendously supportive of all this. They've really, I joke with them that they have been that they don't care, in the sense that they were never hard on me about baseball. They were if this is something you want to pursue, you can do it, but we're not going to be the one to wake you up early or do those things, because we really want it to be a genuine goal and effort that entirely comes from you. And I think that perspective from them has been tremendous in all of this. And they've been the best. They're my rock in a lot of ways.
It's awesome. I want to ask you a favorite athlete, and also fellow media member Nathan earlier today asked about see the Jose Altuve comparison yourself.
Yeah. I'm probably partial to the shorter guys. I'm definitely an Altuve fan. I think he's a stud. I love Dustin Pedroia because I think when you watch him play, watched him play, I guess. There was an attitude that he played with that was, I think, infectious, and I think he demanded a lot out of himself, and thus like really demanded a lot out of his teammates. And I think probably the best compliment I've ever been given is the best compliment I think you can be given is that you make the people around you better. And I think a guy like Pedroia and kind of what he did in Boston as far as like cultivating their culture and their group, that's really cool. And I think when you couple that with the fact that he's a shorter second baseman who doesn't really care what people think of him and his height and is just there to kind of play really, really hard and is usually finishing games with a bunch of dirt on his jersey, to me, that's a really admirable kind of way to approach the sport. But definitely, I mean, I think the Altuve comps are easy just from the height. So, I mean, I'll take it I take that as a big compliment.
Yeah, and just in closing, I guess advice to younger kids out there watching or younger self or yourself?
That's a good question. I think the best advice and sort of overarching lesson in athletics or anything is like you can't want it, and this is I guess more so from a coaching perspective, but like you can't want it more than the kid wants it for himself. And I think that can be really hard at times when you're trying to give guidance to people, where it's like if you want something for them more than they want it for themselves, it's sort of an uphill losing battle. So I think if there's something you really want to do, like you're selling yourself short not to like pour all of yourself into it. And a lot of those times those sacrifices might not be fully understood by those around you, but I think if people really care about you and you're really resolute in kind of your intentions and what you want to do and the way you go about your work, the people that really have your best interest in mind are going to kind of rally behind you and support you. So I think like for me, that's been an underlying theme as far as like, if after my sophomore year, like I kind of projected 2 years into the future after my sophomore year. I was like, damn, like I really don't want to finish playing baseball. Like I want to play for as long as I can. And it was kind of a matter of like, if I show up to a field one day and everyone on that field is better than me, then I'll be able to kind of live with myself being finished playing. But that I didn't really fully feel like that was the case at Haverford or sort of anywhere I've played yet. And I've played with some tremendously talented players. But I feel like I owed it to myself first and foremost, but then ultimately owed it to the people who've supported me through all this to like pour my entire being into making this happen.
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks for your time. Harry Genth, again, Trenton Thunder infielder here. Thanks for your time. Best of luck moving forward.
Appreciate you, Travis.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man.